Hey everybody, Chris Bassett here, and I'm playing a little Destiny 2. In this video, I'll be going over a super spam build where you can get 60 to 75% of your super back almost instantly. This is going to be great for survivability, damage, and if you're a solo free-to-play player, you're going to love this too, so stick around. Let's get into the build, boys. Wee-woo! Alrighty, gentlemen, let's take a look at the build. So, since we are rocking the Shards of Galanor, which is free to play, you just have to make sure that you get lucky. Gonna check that out real fast. So the research does say Shards of Galanor is available for free to play in Destiny. You just got to do some exotic engram farming, and then when Xur pops up from Thursday to Monday, you can talk to him. And if he's got it in stock, purchase it from him. If not, it's world drops. You can do different lost sectors. The hard mode lost sectors, in my opinion, are one of the easiest way to get exotic engrams. So you can go ahead and try for that. So good luck to you, sir. And then, of course, since we're rocking Shards of Galanor, we will also be using a Gunslinger. So we're going to go with Blade Barrage. Duh. Since Shards of Galanor is focused on getting super energy back from Blade Barrage, just makes sense to stack the Blade Barrage. But also, your throwing knife final blows decrease the cooldown of your super. So while you're throwing your throwing knife to get radiant and other buffs, if you're getting kills, it'll also stack that super that much faster, get it back even quicker. Hits and final blows with the Blade Barrage will also return super energy after the super ends. So that'll stack up to, I think it caps at 50%. So if you get all the blades to hit, all the knives to hit, you get 50% super energy back. And that's pretty ridiculous. Redunculous. Okay. So as I said before, we're running the Gunslinger with the Blade Barrage. I do like to run Marksman's Dodge. It could be an argument made for Gambler's Dodge, where if you dodge near an enemy, you get your melee back. That way you can keep getting those final kills with your blade in a cycle to get your super back that much faster. If you are rocking the same things that I'll be rocking, which is a grenade launcher and rocket launcher, it's nice to dodge to have those reload if you don't have some sort of auto-loading ability on the gun itself. I'm running triple jump, right? That's nice for platforming. Enough said. And then I do like the knife trick because there's a wider range to hit stuff with, and I'm a real bad shot, so that's what we're going with. Healing grenade for an oh shit moment. Throw it at the ground, walk through it, it'll heal you. As for the aspects, right? I do like on your mark. So, as long as you're getting precision hits, you get additional class ability, energy, and reload speed. And then at 10 precision shots in a row, you'll get a cure. So that's nice if you hit your precision shots, especially on a big enemy, yellow health bar guy. It'll cure you mid-fight, so that's pretty handy. And then the new crack shot ability. I'm a huge fan of this. This is a lot of fun. Not only when we dodge, or we reloading, or getting your melee back, depending on what you're choosing, you will also automatically target up to 3 enemies or 1 big chunky enemy, and then you dodge and you shoot 3 shots, scorching them, and then landing 3 shots cure you. So the higher your class stat is, the more damage this will do, but this is really fun to weave in between the gameplay loop, shooting the shots to cure yourself, and reload your weapons. So the gameplay loop's really fun. As for fragments, we're going to run the Ember of Empyrean. That way your solar weapon or ability final blows extend the durations of Restoration and Radiant. We're going to be running the Ember of Singeing, so your Scorch ability that comes from, that your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. So when you do dodge and you have crack shot, that scorches targets. So not only are you scorching them, but you're also getting your class ability back faster. It just makes for a really nice loop. Ember of Torches. So when you use a powered attack, your knife attack, you become radiant, doing extra damage. You do have Ember of Ashes, so you apply more Scorch stacks to targets. This just makes it so when you do ignite a target, those explosions happen much faster. And then Ember of Eruption. So solar ignitions have an increased area of effect. So this makes it easier to catch additional adds in the area with the explosion. So those are the fragments that I like to run. Okay, we're gonna go down the list for weapons, and this is my preferred loadout. Right, I like running the Festival Flight for Sever and Orbs. I will make adjustments. I think all of these weapons, except for the Dragon's Breath, are free to play. So I'll throw some substitutions in place, and I'll show you where to farm the weapons and stuff for the loadout. But we're going to start off with Festival Flight. This is a really good grenade launcher. You just spray it on the ground. It'll sever the targets, and there's a nice interaction with your artifact that takes place there. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. You can get this from the Monuments of Triumph right down here. So you talk to this thing, and you do the event that's going on to get legendary marks. You can then get the Solstice Weapon Engram, make sure it's that one, and it'll have a random chance to drop the Festival Flight. And then I think it took me around 100 marks to get the God Roll, which is Sever and Orbs. So you need to have Sever for when you use your class ability. You can then sever the targets, and that creates a nice synergy with the class item. Okay. If you don't have this and you don't want to try to grind it out or you don't have enough marks, the Accelerando, which comes from the Sparrow Racing, I don't have the particular roll, but it will have Sever and Overclock or Overcharge. So let's see right here. Accelerando. It does come from, or you can get Sever as a perk. That way when you dodge, you can apply Sever. And then you probably want Controlled Burst. Landing every shot with this weapon improves the damage and charge rate. So one shot, will power up, and you hit all the bolts. The next shot will be even that much more powerful. Let's see. So that is from all of the Sparrow Racing League situation. And if you do want to target farm that, right, you can go over to your inventory and then go to Attunement. And Sparrow Racing League is right here. And so you can actively, there it is right there, attune it, and then that way when you're doing the Sparrow stuff, it has a better chance to drop. Let's see, if you're curious, where's the Sparrow stuff at? Just go to your destinations. It's underneath the Crucible. And then there's the Sparrow Racing League right there, so you can launch that and participate in that. I think that's pretty fun. The more, if you are free to play, the more DLCs that you do have, which stuff was on sale this month, so I did buy everything for $25. But you have more maps. So I think the free to play guys get like 6 maps, whereas the paid version, I don't know, I haven't seen all the maps yet. So 10, 12, I have no idea. So much more variety if you get tired of doing the same 4 maps over and over. Buy some DLC for like $2. Okay, what else? Okay, so those cover, basically you're looking for some those 2 strand weapons I recommend. Okay, so for your primary weapon, your energy slot, there's a lot of different options depending on what content you're doing. If you're doing stuff up close, I recommend like a sidearm or a submachine gun. Several versions to choose from. And then if you're doing more content where you'll be at range, there's Scout Rifle and the Auto Rifle are decent. So let's talk about where we get all of these. So I recommend, this is my go-to, is the Evening S14. It has Accelerated Assault, so dealing sustained damage, loads ammo from reserves, and increases damage. So you just shoot guys, you take more damage. They take more damage. On all of the solar weapons, I'm going to be running Heal Clip. So reloading after a final blow gives you Cure to you and your allies. And then Incandescent. So defeating targets spreads Scorch to those nearby. So this is just, we have the fragment that accelerates the Scorch spreading and in a wider area. So just more explosions! There's more explosions in my pants, pal. So those would be the 2 roles you're looking for. Like I said, we've got the submachine gun, so if that's more your thing, you can grab the submachine gun. Oh, whoops, sorry. Before I get too carried away, let's talk about where they come from. So the evening, the punching out, the ringing nail, and the oxygen are all from Zavala. So you can go over to him, and you can target that stuff. So they all come from different events, different activities. So where it says focus decoding, right? Just hit Y to go to details. And if you do, it says actively dropped gear in your fire team ops. So this is just regular fire team ops. There's where the punching out will drop from. You can also target it if you have engram and glimmer. The S14 is from vendor exclusive gear fire team ops. So this can only be purchased from here. So you will need an engram and glimmer to get your roll chance at that. The pinnacle, no, is it pinnacle? Hold on, I'm looking. Oh yes, the vendor exclusive pinnacle ops. There is your oxygen, so you will need a Vanguard Cipher, and then an engram and some glimmer to focus this. And then the ringing nail is from actively geared drop, so you can just go do some arena ops, and you can focus this. Where's it at? There it is. To get the ringing nail to drop. You can also focus it from the vendor. But there again, right? If you're wanting to focus some stuff, come over to your inventory, go to attunement. And any of the actively dropped stuff, you can attune it here. So, did it say solo ops attunement? Was that? No. Where was I? Arena ops. Yes. So there's the ringing nail, so you can attune that, get a better chance at that. But the other 3 were from, you had to get the engrams and the materials to purchase from the vendor. Okay, so that's where those are from. And then the other 2, the Parabellum, that is from the EDZ. So if you're curious as to where I'm looking all this up, it's on light.gg. So right, the evening kind of shows you where it comes from over here on the right. It's part of this Zavala set. My head in the way? Okay, we're good. But I just went to light.gg. Parabellum, this is from the EDZ set, so go over to the EDZ. I think if you do the events and make sure they turn into heroic events, you get a good chance to drop the weapons and some armor from there. But mostly for if you're trying to farm the weapons. Let's open up destinations. And then EDZ right here on the map. Let's see, maybe we'll wait till it pops up. Here we go, finally! Okay, so public events. Great, Chris. So you'll get a public event that'll pop up. Just go, rally to the flag. And then each of the events have like some sort of a mechanic that will transition it from a regular to a heroic. Once you get the heroic version, you get the chance to get tier 5 weapons and armor. So you want to look up, I can do videos if everybody's curious as to how to turn the events from regular to heroic. But you get a better chance at those weapons and armor that you're looking for. So you'll go do this. You can also find tier 3 weapons from chests around the zone. So if you're like, I just want the basic rolls on your ghost, you can set this detect cache resources, the combo detector, and then you'll be able to see chests that are in the area. It'll look like a little treasure chest icon. Go and open it, and it has the chance to also drop the weapons. I wouldn't poo-poo on the tier 3 that much because they could potentially contain the 2 rolls that you need. But that's one of the best ways to get that stuff. So like I said, out of the group here, my favorite's probably this sidearm and then the oxygen scout rifle. Those are both really good. So I use this for long range. Use that for like up close. Okay, let's see. But yeah, the extra perks are interesting. Like, so the EDZ submachine gun has this Veteran's Wisdom, so precision final blows release shockwaves and exhaust the target. So is that like kinetic tremors? But they all have a different base origin trait, so it's worth, you know, checking it out and seeing what they do. This one was Viced Stinger. So anyway, okay. So then for the heavy weapon, right, rocking Dragon's Breath, which I think this is a paid exotic rocket launcher. I want to say it's from one of the seasons. I just bought it from the that thing over there. The safe or the Monuments to Triumph or whatever this. What's this called up here? Yeah, Monument to Lost Lights. So here you can buy exotics that you don't have currently, but you got to spend Gil. Wrong game. You got to spend. There it is, right there. You got to spend exotic cipher, which you get from Zur, and then Glimmer, and so you can just purchase it. If you don't have Lightfall, because that was part of the Lightfall campaign, you're a free-to-play player. The two recommendations that I'll give you would be either Temporal Claws, it's a great machine gun, or the Ascendancy, and you can focus both of these. Ascendancy also comes from Zavala. I think you can also focus it as well. It's a regular drop on solo ops. There it is, solo ops. So there's the Ascendancy. Go do some solo ops and get that one. And then the machine gun is from... oh, whoops, wrong. Oh, do you even know how to use an internet? Okay. So just looking, I'm looking. Ascendancy. No, whoops. Temporal Claws. This one is from... oh, Nessus. Okay, so you go do the public events on Nessus, and like I said before, you know, trigger the heroic event at the public event, and you get your chance to get the machine gun, which I really like the machine gun. It can have both incandescent and killing tally, target lock, so it's a really good roll. Okay. All right, we got those covered, right? So those would be some of the weapons to choose from. Mix and match. I like to try to get all three to deal with champions. So I like to have one barrier, one unstoppable, and one overload weapon in my set. And then you mix and match to make them work. Okay. As for the armor sets, right? So since we're stacking super, we got the Shards of Galanor. And I did try to give all of my armor stuff the powerhouse armor, so that way my acquired armor pieces are more likely to drop with weapons as the primary and super as the secondary. And that's why the weapon stat is 155 and the super is 130. So those are the stats we're looking for. But I am running the 4-piece Iron Banner set. So the Iron Battalion set, when Iron Banner's up, you can go grind this out. Is it still available, or did they already... let's see. So Iron Banner's only available 1 week a month. It's gone. Okay. Normally up here, talk to Shax, Saladin, and participate in the PvP event. Iron Banner, you can trade some of your leftover engrams for more armor pieces, but you're looking for the rolls, you know, with the super and weapons, basically. And we're stacking the head, body, feet, and class item. And then, so the 2-piece, it increases the handling and reload speed for primary ammo, weapons, which is nice, but it also increases damage for your primary ammo weapons against non-boss based on your weapon stat. So, with my weapon stat at 155, I was getting about a 10 to 12% increase in damage against red and orange bar enemies, just for having that set equipped. So that's pretty nice. That's like a damage perk itself. And then the 4-piece, final blows while your super's active, refund your super energy when it ends. So that's how we're getting like 65 to 75% of our super back, is because the Shards of Galanor if you get at least 6 kills or direct hits, you get 50% of your super back. If you get 6 kills with the Iron Banner set, it gives you another 15% energy. So it breaks the 50% cap on the return with the set. So stacking this together, it's crazy. You get your super back such a huge chunk of your super back, you get it back almost immediately. And there's even more super stacking on the artifact here. I'll talk about in a second. But okay, so I do like to run. Since my super stat is only 130, I'm running double super fonts. So it's 20 apiece. So there's I'm up to 170 if I collect an Orb of Power. And then Harmonic Siphon, so my solar weapon creates Orbs of Power. Running double reload for the strand, for the grenade launcher. Since I don't have auto-loading holster, I want to reload really quick, or I can dodge to reload as well. On the chest piece, right, we're just doing damage reduction pieces, so minus 15% arc damage taken, minus 15% solar damage taken, and minus 15% void damage taken. For the feet, running double weapons, so that's plus 40, so my weapon stat after I pick up a Orb of Power is 195. And then Orbs of Restoration just grants me, whenever I pick up an Orb of Power, energy to my least charged ability. And then on the cloak, I do like to run Time Dilation. It bumps up the length that my armor charge lasts. And then when I do dodge, it collects any Orbs of Power without having to run over them. And then shortly after dodging, a kill spawns an Orb of Power. So Reaper, Powerful Attraction, and Time Dilation. Okay, and then last but not least, buddy, the artifact mods. So let's take a look at that. I'm running the Tablet of Ruin, which it doesn't technically say solar up here, but it does stack really nice with the solar. So on the first tier, I'm running Unraveling Orbs. So picking up Orb of Power grants my strand weapon Unraveling rounds. And my strand weapon would either be the grenade launcher or the fusion rifle. So now we have Unraveling rounds and Sever on that. Pretty nice, doing debuffs, so the targets are doing less damage. Sever is like a minus 40% damage output that they'll be doing. And then on the next one, run an Elemental Siphon. So this will be huge for making your super, refill that much faster. Rapid Final Blows with a Kinetic weapon or the weapon matching your equipped super. So our Solar Sidearm or Scout Rifle, it'll give us elemental pickups. So you'll just, fill up your super that much faster. Grab this. For this third one, this could be either or. So if you're running the machine gun, right, throw and hold the line. Or if you're running a non-exotic rocket launcher, like the Ascendancy, put in Perpetual Destruction, Final Blows, refund ammo. So if there's groups of enemy, you can almost use your rocket launcher like a primary ammo. As long as you're getting kills, multi-kills with it, you'll get ammo back. Running the Gold from Lead, which is just, there's nothing else really good that synergizes. But if you pick up special ammo, it has a chance to grant heavy ammo. And then these two are amazing. Horde Shuttle and 2 Shreds. They work in conjunction with each other. So damaging unraveled targets occasionally spawns a Threadling. Threadling Sever. So since we picked up an Orb of Power, our grenade launcher will now sever and unravel targets. It'll spawn a Threadling. When those targets die, the Threadlings will then sever other targets nearby. And then 2 Shreds, dealing sustained damage to severed targets, unravels them. And that defeating that severed target will then give you a Woven Mail. So you get damage reduction just by killing stuff with your grenade launcher. So that's huge because solar, it seems like solar it has a lot of restoration and so healing, and then it also has radiant for damage output, but it doesn't really have any damage reduction. So the 2 Shreds will give us Woven Mail, and that'll be great for that. And then the final perk is Elemental Supercharger. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super element grants super energy. So once you sever a target with your grenade launcher, you know, you're severing it with the after you dodge, you sever it, then you kill it with your pistol or your scout rifle that's solar, you get more super energy. So it just feeds into itself. It's a huge loop. A lot of fun, a lot of explosions. Explosions! And there you go. Alrighty, boys, that's going to be it for the video. So let me know how, if you like the build, how it works for you. Let me know what your build is, if it's better. I want to hear from you. So, alright, I'll catch you in the next one, and take it easy. Later.